So at the end of this year, probably we'll be selling off most of all this Kubota equipment, re-getting some new pieces. And you know I use this stuff very, very lightly, and they only have 100 or 200 hours on all my machinery of lightly used stuff. So if anybody would like some of our equipment, we'll probably be selling it first of the year. All right. Did you really, in case I fall? I got some bad shit to hang on to is what I got. My fake knee. Hi, I'm Ted from Everything Attachments, and we're today with our Wicked tree puller. There's a couple I've seen that are similar to this, and we've made improvements in every direction from it. We're going to remove these are shrubs at my house, and they've just gotten old and big, and I don't want to cut them back where they look reasonable. It just totally needs to be redone. I haven't lived here in 10 years anyway. I built this house when I was 19 years old, and so we're just kind of renovating everything around here. And we want to show you our Wicked tree puller and all the good things that go with it. Even though this stuff here is painted black, it is hard ox. And this has been put in a mill. Chuck puts this in the mill, makes them razor sharp to make you be able to puncture a large root or just dig in general. There is nothing in the middle like a Danhuser has that needs to connect these two together. They can be spread apart. They'll still take the full ability of your skid steer. I've put this on a KO80 excavator just to test it, which has a whole lot more power than this skid steer, and we couldn't phase it. So I feel good on any skid steer. So we've done a lot of things on this to make it better. Number one, instead of just a flat edge right here, we've put a curl to it. Gives you a fulcrum to help pry things out of the ground. We've narrowed this box up a lot so you can see out of it. We've moved the cylinder on like a Danhuser, and I hate to keep using his name, but it's been around. Come over here, Chuck. So where these gears are on a Danhuser, they're on the end of the actual grippers, which puts them down there in the dirt where you don't really want them because the cylinder is hooked in the middle of them. So what Danhuser does, where ours is smooth on the bottom, Danhuser puts a pocket down here and puts all the cylinder and everything in it like that. The only problem with that is a skid steer is designed with these stops down here to hit on the boom, because when you use a tree puller and you're really pushing, you don't want to bend your loader arms when they're suspended up in the air. You'd rather be all the way down where the push goes to those bumpers instead of just free. So with this one, we've done a lot of things. We've moved that cylinder up. Now you can use it with your loader all the way down without it holding the end up. As you can see, the end right now is level. And so what we've built into this, we built 15 degrees into this to lean it out, and we built 15 degrees more into our guard to lean it out. So for those of you that have a Bobcat or a similar machine where your door opens, this is one thing I do like a Kubota, except for the rattling. The window does completely open up and go into the cabin. All the others, my brother was a Bobcat dealer for 25 years, and I got so sick of having attachments that I couldn't get out of. You'd set everything where you could get out in the morning or in the evening. You'd come out in the morning after all the hydraulics had moved, and you couldn't get back in it. So no matter what, when this is rolled all the way back, you get a full 30 degrees more between here and there to let you open your door. So we've taken that problem out of it. Everything on here is hard ox. The only thing that's not is this backing plate, and we made it extra thick. It's still grade 50 steel. The only reason it's not, it's got a bend for the quick attach, and I just can't make that bend out of hard ox without it cracking. It's so hard. This is 1/8 inch hard ox, making it lighter but stronger. We put a different set of serrations on it to help cut the roots as you go in. And the best thing is you're going to see us reach in and pluck stuff on the very end. A lot of them put a backhoe tooth on the end. And that kind of helps get some stuff, but it doesn't help you pinch anything. Between backhoe teeth and a pocket here that has to hold them together to make them strong, to keep both of them together, you can't really use anything till you get about that deep into them. This one we've designed to be able to use all the way to the tips. And these tips here, I don't know how long it's going to take to wear this hard ox, but there's a lot of drawing into this to make it to where you actually can turn these upside down, flip sides, and reuse the other sides that are under there for your second wear job. Can you kind of get a view under there, Chuck? So we've gone through the trouble to mill the holes, put grade 10 machine bolts, and make that switchable to where you can continue to use it. I don't know if you'll ever even get that far in the wear. So just little things we've done. Come right here, Chuck. If you notice right here, there's a double plate, but there's only a single here. There's a kind of like a figure-8 plate underneath this that is in this circle right here where all the pull is from. And what it does is when everything's going to bow a little bit when you're putting it under max pressure. The good thing about hard ox is it springs back to its original position no matter what, up to a certain point, which is like 8 times further than standard steel. So when those are raised up and they're not rubbing here, and I go back and forth, I'm not grinding that sharp edge and this sharp edge here. As soon as it flexes, I'm not grinding. I'm suspended up 3/8 of an inch or a 1/2 an inch. So these are 2.5 inch pins with 1/2 inch thick, 3 inch DOM on the outside, 2.5 on the inside. There's only 30 thousandths clearance in there. We machine them in-house. We make all this in-house, and it's made to stay with you for a long time. So these 2.5 inch pins are a lot, everybody else is pretty much using 2 inch pins. The 2.5 inch pins with the raised gear and cylinder, which we have gotten a patent on this, and with the curved jaws, it's just the strongest, best way to make it, period. We've lined up, there's a larger hole in the center here for bigger trees, and if you'll notice, they're exactly in line with where these grippers are, and they're sharp. That's kind of in a U shape if you can't tell, but they're so sharp you don't want to touch them. You need to be careful getting in and out. If you'll notice, this was just one we pulled off the line. This wasn't made for a video, but if you look at these welds, this is an EA weld, and they're as close to perfect as I need them. We've built in your feet grippers into the hard ox here. We put a little roundness on them instead of the sharpness to give your shoes a break. This comes standard with the side cutters on it. Side cutters, the top cutters come standard. And we've been able to narrow this box up to where you can get it down and so our grill is taller. It's the same overall from top to bottom height, but the grill is a little taller to protect you, but you're lower here where you can see through it better. We've put a steel ring here that we make for skid steers. We'll put a little rubber grommet on there, protect the wires. Now, unfortunately, we have a small cluster here. This was plumbed accidentally for a larger tractor that we have, but that wasn't our intention of using it on, so we had to change couplers on it today.
Ignore the extra wire.
Yeah, please.
We do make this in a Euro too.
It does come with a Euro hitch. It does also come with a John Deere hitch if you had a big enough John Deere to use one of these. Now, we might make a mini version of this for a 35 to 60 horsepower compact tractor. You've seen the little short stubbies where one arm is welded solid with a brace, the other one has one cylinder on it, and it would kind of grab something. But you're not going to be able to reach into somewhere and do the double and stay in the middle like we're able to. You're not going to be able, we've got a poplar tree that has grown up between one of my plants that we're going to reach in and pull it out that you're just not going to be able to do with those style of pullers. There's been this is like the 10th one we built to get it the way I wanted it and everything to work out. All this bracing in here goes directly down to the areas where the force is going to be pushed. There's been a lot of thought and a lot of rethought to get this right. So we want to make a good video. You can see how close this is right here, how tight that is, and it's not fully tightened right now because it's not touching. But this is a wicked piece of equipment. That's why it's the wicked tree puller. That's why we patented it. That's why we put these ends on it. And you're going to see through what we're doing why it simply works the best. It also is light. And the good, you think light's cheap or whatever, but we've done a lot of stuff like use this expensive Hardox metal and use only 1/8 inch here Hardox to simply keep the weight down. So we're down to about 640 pounds. So it gives your skid steer, no matter how big it is, extra lifting strength. And that's what we want you to be able, once you get to the end of your lip pulling strength, which is somewhere in the 5,000 to 7,000 pound tipping range, then you start using the forwards and backwards to ram and pull. And we're okay with all that at Everything Attachments. So do whatever you want to with it. I've had a few that said that they've torn up 7 of them and had them in a pile. Actually, I can't seem to get a review back from anybody. I actually picked up the phone and called a couple of them, and they said, no, we have not been able to tear it up yet, and they love it. But it works so good. It's not on many people's minds as long as it works. And so we've got very few calls or reviews back because they just like them and they're not having any problems. Now, this is not going to be a fun job to get back in here because we raised this up for you to look at it. So I hope Charles will cut this out.
We might have to ditch that GoPro in there. I don't know if it'll stay.
Well, we'll see. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm going to say the heat must be doing it. Yeah, and we're going to have to ditch it. Make sure I got all my hydraulics working. Probably still has a little air in the cylinder. We literally just plugged it in. So I'm going to work it a few times. Okay, and then we're going to look at the underneath of this. I'm going to pick it up. You can see where the pins are greased. There's grease squirting out from underneath. The pins come flush with the end of the bottom. And like I said, the bottom of ours is flush with the end of the quick attach. So you can go as low as possible if you like. There's nothing holding you back from being able to do your max jamming and pushing, and it's in the position the loader wants it to be in, which is all the way down. We'll open it up a little bit. It bottoms out on the outside edges, and if you want to use it fully separated like that, you can, because it will take it. So we'll start just pulling out these little shrubs, and we'll move on to some things that are definitely harder than this. This is just me getting used to it. I've not used this on a skid steer in a while. And so let's show, okay, so if it were all the way in, let me see, if it were all the way rotated up, and okay. We're going to rotate it all the way up. We're going to put it all the way down. That's as far down as the machine will let me go. And you can see how much room you've still got to get your door open if you've got a Bobcat or another machine with a swinging door. On some of them, it would be about right here. And if that's where it leaks down to in the morning, you're just not going to be able to get back into it. So there's nothing that's not been thought about as the design of this was done. So we're going to start out with something small. I'm going to go at this a little bit slow, believe it or not, for Ted, just to make sure that we're not messing up more around my house than we're helping. So I'm going to take it out of the high position. So I should be able to close it up right there. Let's see, I'm not quite on the center of it. Let's see what I get just to get it out of the way. Rev it up this. We're gonna make a little pile somewhere of trash. Maybe we'll make it easier on ourselves and we'll work our way in from this very first one. So I think using the very end of this is essentially very important because I don't want to have to drive in here any further than I need to. Now, do I want the root ball out of that? Yeah, I believe I do. So I'm going to go in there with my forks. I'm going to go up under that root ball a little bit. Do a little picking up. I'm going to see what I got there. I'm going to re-crimp that. Because I want those roots out of the ground. And as I go, I can kind of clean up more and more. I don't even know where the center of this bush is, but we're going to figure it out. I can see a little more now. What? Oh, I got you. I'm not really sure yet. I'm going to shake off a little bit of the dirt this time. Like if I just wanted to spade this out of the ground, I certainly can. And I'm going to move on to the next one. See if I can't go ahead and get in there and get them both while I'm at it. And yeah, what you're looking at is a tiled house. And don't ask me why or how. I did this a long time ago. It's 68,000 2x2 porcelain tiles, and I've never painted or washed it in my life. I know it's all through this bed, but I don't plan on. I plan on fixing everything at one. That's okay. It's a run all the way from one end to the other. I got plumbing, electrical, and everything in here I never used for 30 years, so I really don't give a darn about it. I do want to not get that dirt everywhere, though, so I'm going to kind of try to. I'm sure all this stuff over the years, as it's grown up, has grown into all that stuff. This was supposed to have irrigation, lights, and all that great stuff. I never got through with it. Moved to a different house, and I don't plan on using it. I'm going to use it as a shovel there. Just going to kind of let it spoon itself underneath there with those curved jaws. Give it a little forwards, a little pinch. These things really got a lot more root ball than I was expecting. The other type of tree puller I spoke about that only has one hydraulic arm on it, you might pull a tree out that, you know, of a small size that you don't need to rock back and forth much, but you're not going to be able to do this type of work. This is a much more universal tool. I'm just kind of trying to find out where the center is here. Oh, I see it. Okay, so that was max pressure. That was all the curl back this machine had, even on this size of plant. I may give it just a little bit into the ground there to get a hold of the ball. So at the end of this year, probably we'll be selling off most of all this Kubota equipment, re-getting some new pieces. And you know I use this stuff very, very lightly, and they only have 100 or 200 hours on all my machinery of lightly used stuff. So if anybody would like some of our equipment, we'll probably be selling it first of the year, replacing it with something else. Believe it or not, there are quite a bit bigger skid steers out there than this, and I'd like to try them. We'll see if I can't get a twofer here. I think I might go for a threefer. Judge where I am. I'm gonna make a separate pile over here. And then I'll come back with my 55 Wicked grapple on my little L6060 and pick all this mess up. And yes, this grass is out of control. I have a service that comes usually every week. And with Aaron and the hurricane around, it's been raining for 3 solid weeks and he's way behind. I asked him could he get by here for this video, and he said he just had too much to do, so it is what it is. I don't usually let my yard look this bad. little weed. Get it right on the tips. This will be the first time I've seen this house in a long time. Yeah, I know I've got water lines. I prepared for everything and done at least half of what I planned on doing. Hey Chuck, I didn't get back into my sewer pipe back there, did I? That 3-inch line running out? Good. Because that would be bad. What? Did I get it? Oh yeah, that's not good. Well, small repair. At least you can get to it. There's a whole lot of things with some of the other models that have the backhoe teeth on the front that I couldn't have done, and I really like the way this works. Let's go to the other side. There's about a 5-inch poplar tree that's grown up in the middle of this that needs to come out. They all need to come out, but since it's so good, until I build a garage like it should be, this is my only chance of keeping a little shade for my car. Now, this may not be that big of a tree. That being said, it's not going to come out that easy either. I'm going to make myself just a small path in here where I can see what I'm doing. I'll do a little trimming here. Well, that threw me in the park. So this ain't gonna come out near as easy as it looks like it would. Now, I believe I'm gonna start spading it at the bottom a little bit. So there's nothing holding these two jaws together. So whether they're apart or together, you know, it isn't going to matter with these. So I'm going to use it apart just because I can. Push them back together so I can use it more like a shovel. Alright, so let's see what it does. I'm going to go up high just so I can wiggle it. That came out alive. You see any other stragglers in there, Chuck? I think we got them. Let me get some of those nasty little roots out. So you could kind of use this as a tree spade, but while it's, you know, if you were trying to save the plant, I believe that's about, that made that quick work. So it looks a whole lot better around the house once I do a little bit of cleaning. What are you thinking? I'm saving those. That's my sun protection for my car. No, I would if I'd already torn those out. We could get rid. Let's get rid of that nasty one up next to this shitty building if we can get to it. It's gonna make somewhat of a mess, but I don't really care. Let's see. Well, we'll see. This is probably not going to pull out as easy as I wish it would. I know it's going to move these blocks, and I don't care. They'll restack. If I can. Get it a little bit lower. Give it a couple ugga-duggas. So this tree out of my way. It's about to come. If I could get all the way to it, it would help a lot, but I don't know. It's about to come. That's why I'd like to have a bigger skid steer. I think Case makes one that's like 130 horsepower that has a considerable amount more force. Put my feet up here a little bit. It's coming out. It may not like it. If I could just get in there to take a couple passes at the roots, it'd already be out. And I may do that in a minute. So I've got enough junk moved out from it or broken, these blocks, that I can I am going to take a little shove at the roots here. Like I said, our equipment is all lightly used. Come on. And doing this from the tip is not what you want, but sometimes it's just what you got to work with. It doesn't like that, the machine doesn't. It keeps making me take it out apart. all I need. It does smell good. A little raw tree there. I don't really want to stick a hole in this shitty building, but alright, well, I got the job done. Now if I had a trailer, dump truck, or whatever here that I don't right now, I'd load it right into it. But it's nothing a 55 wicked grapple ain't gonna handle really good. So I'm gonna show you right here, this with that dead flat. That's where no matter what overnight, it's gonna stay. And if I had an open door, just look how much room I've got to open.
How's your back?
Ah, it's good.
Until tomorrow.
Oh, thanks.
Somebody will be late for work tomorrow.
Oh, no. I hadn't been late to work in 3.5 years.
If you could have got to it better, it would have been a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, if I could have gotten to it.
We just didn't want to move all the cinder blocks.
No, we don't feel like manual labor today. We'd just soon use the machine. We do it. We'll go full in on attachment. We're not going to skip a corner. We also not really into manual labor of that sort. We're going to hook this little L6060 back to the land grader. This looked like a grass driveway this morning. It looked terrible. We broke part of the flex link on the end of the pull bars. We've went to Tractor Supply and bought another $39.
$54.
No, it was $39 before tax.
Oh, okay.
It's a real POS from China. You really can't get any better. It's not as good as the OEMs, even though they're made in China. They spec it to their own specs. We're going to put the land leveler on here. As you can see down here, here's what it shows. This was solid grass. You can see this gray. So this should be this nice gray color like this right here. And that's what's under there. When it broke the pin on the back and the top link, you can see the gray. We have gray granite around here. So that's what's under there. We're going to get to that. I'm going to go ahead and lower the ripper shanks all the way down on it. Get to the bottom of this. This is 30 years worth of gravel I hauled in before I had a land leveler to go behind the tractor. We're going to get down to it. Then after it rains, it's going to look new and gray just like that.
As far as the tree puller goes, I mean, tree puller's solid.
See, the tree puller's solid. I can't. I built so many of them. I've got piles of them over at the office. That one is the way I want it. It's the way they've been selling well. We just hadn't had any feedback, and we hadn't had time to get ourselves out during the weekends to get any work done. So keep looking at our YouTube channels. We'll try to get this loaded up as soon as we can. We're doing about 6 or 8 things today. We got a lot of things going on at EA. We're keeping up with production. Chuck is batch building large batches of stuff, and we've got quite a bit in stock for immediate shipping. It was kind of hard as we built up to get over the hump to keep up and build inventory, but now that we've gotten a little ahead of it, we're kind of ready for this fall sales, and we'll definitely be ready for spring sales. At Everything Attachments, if you need a tree puller, the Wicked Tree Puller is by far the best of every one I've seen. Thanks for watching.